Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I've got the VIVE Flow on. Thanks to the folks at HTC VIVE, I was able to borrow this for a period of time. I happened to be local to one of their offices and they were able to lend this out to me. So I've actually been showing it off to a bunch of people. And one of the things that I did show off is this application called Visitations, which some folks were blown away by. It is an application that's available on a bunch of other headsets, but with this headset in particular, you can actually lay back and relax and enjoy what it does. So we're going to actually launch into Visitations. It's by a company called Light Clinic.
Welcome to Visitations.
And unfortunately, the audio doesn't broadcast to the PC, so you're going to have to hear it through the speakers, which are pretty loud in my face right now, but they work. This does contain strobing effects. As you can see, it's all gaze-based. So once you're in the application, you can just kind of lean back, relax, and begin.
First, choose an experience, then select Start.
So we're going to do an experience here. There are 6 available. So we've got a 15-minute body scan here. Greenwood Butterflies there. 3 songs by East Forest there. Dream Induction there. Every scene in random order for 60 minutes. Or an interactive attention training game there.
Create a custom experience.
You can also customize your experience using selected scenes for as long as you'd like.
Select a curated experience.
So a bunch of different options that we have available. The demo that was selected by a medical professional that I demoed this to, who was interested in this device for wellness, was this second one here, 3 Songs by East Forest. So that's the one we're going to go into now. And keep in mind, what they described was this is very similar to what you would experience if you had psychedelic therapy.
If you wish to recline or lay down, the scene will adjust to you.
So we're going to end it there, but it gives you a good idea of what this experience is all about. So this is 3D Organon. I'm going to back up so you can see a little bit more of the skeleton here. And as you can see, as I hover over different parts of the skeleton, you can see what the different bones are, which is extremely cool as a learning tool. There's different ways you can do different things with this. You click on here, you can actually walk around the human body. You can select a particular structure. You can hide a structure, and so forth. So, as you can see, it's got the entirety of the human body here. Let's say we want to look at the digestive system. That's unfortunately only available in the enterprise version of the application. But let's say we wanted to look at this frontal lobe here. We could mark it, and let's say we also wanted to look at the manubrium of the sternum. We can point at each one and mark what each of these bones are, for example. You can see which tooth is which there, and the mandible. And if we wanted to remove part of it to see what's inside, we can do that too. Each part of the cranium here we can get rid of. So we get further down into the spot that we want to look at. It's pretty cool. And again, think about being in a museum or gallery and someone hands you these little glasses. And you can actually transport yourself into a very magical world. So right now we're looking at girl reading a letter at an open window. What if we don't want to look at it? What if we want to experience it for ourselves? I love this application, and it looks so good with the wider field of view on the VIVE Flow. And it's just very natural having this type of almost eyeglasses in front of my eyes, as opposed to wearing a Quest or another bulky headset. So moving on now, we're going to look at the birth of Venus here. Again, we plunge into the art. You can see the full experience here inside this painting. I love the fact that they were able to take these paintings and make these almost fully interactive, immersive experiences out of them. Now one of the most famous artworks, the Mona Lisa, by Leonardo da Vinci, the most famous work of art in the world. You can see now the studio where this was made. All these drawings next to her. Now, you can also see a 360-degree view. It's not just what's in front of me. Unfortunately, I'm in a chair and I'm slightly immobilized right now because of the way that I'm recording this. But this is a fully immersive experience for each of these paintings. One of the most trippy ones here is Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. So cool. And I know you're looking at a flat screen and you're like, what's the big fuss about? But as an example, there's a bush in front of me, or a tree, or a fire. I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent. And it's got the depth in front of the buildings behind it, in front of the mountains, in front of the sky. It's so cool. It's almost an ethereal sound to this one as well. I love how you open up and you can see now a planet behind them. So very cool. So you've got that as an experience. There's a bunch of different applications available. It is catered toward using the phone as a controller right now. They are looking into the possibilities of adding hand tracking and other ways to navigate the content. A couple of things I do want to mention. You do have to have an Android-based phone like this HTC phone that I'm holding in my hand right now to use the Vive Flow. You also need to have some other form of battery. Uh, I'm currently plugged into my laptop. HTC does sell a battery pack. Comes in a nice little holder and comes with its own USB plug as well. You can plug the Flow headset into that as well. But if you don't have an external battery, this gives nothing. All of the content is stored on the headset. The content at this point is all coming from the Viveport store. So if we go into Viveport here, you can see some of the applications that are available. Trip is another kind of psychedelic therapy guided meditation application. Curious Alice is another art application. Then we've got Visitations, which we played a little bit of. Color Connect is pretty fun. We're going to go back out to our library and we're going to play a little bit of that. So this is Color Connect. This is kind of a puzzle game. And again, you're using the phone as a controller. You're trying to draw lines to each of the shapes. And that's the first level. Second level is a little bit more complicated. There we go. We'll do one more level here. This is an evergreen tree. There we go. So you get the general gist of it. This has a bunch of levels, as you can see. Very simple gameplay mechanics, but yet immersive and works well in virtual reality. This is an application that actually helps you stay fit. Now we're going to simulate being on a rowing machine. We're not actually going to be on one. But the swaying back and forth motion.
Holodia. Fitness reinvented.
So you can either be male or female. We're going to use fitness equipment even though we're not really. We're going to do the simple rower for minimal exercise. Hi there, I'm your coach. Just follow me. So we're going to start in the mining tunnels. It says, let's go. And here we go. It looks ridiculous, but if we were using a real rowing machine, it would make a lot more sense. And it is totally immersive. You can see we're in the mine. You saw the miner above the wood plank there and so forth. I'm just going to do this for about a minute. Go ahead and exit. So a bit different type of health application, if you will. Then our final application today we're going to go through is Space Slurpies. Now, Space Slurpies is a game that's available on many platforms. It's basically like Nokia Snake, but in virtual reality. And I have to applaud the folks at Starcade Arcade for making this a really intelligent port. If you watch just for a few minutes, I'm just going to do the first level or two. And this is the full Space Slurpies game, not just one level or a demo or things of that nature. Now, of course, the goal is to avoid the other snakes, right? And what I'm doing is I'm using the phone as a controller in a way to tilt. I'm user 35512, by the way, because I'm not logged in as a person or anything. Uh-oh. We hit a couple of the asteroids, unfortunately. So we're not going to have the best score on Earth. And we still ended up with victory. That's awesome. So we'll do one more level here. Oh, we hit the guy. Oh, no. Ah, we bumped into ourselves. So we still ended up doing pretty well. 3 stars. We're going to go ahead and quit from there. But again, you've got a full game experience here. I had it hooked up to Xbox Game Pass, and I was playing games using a controller, a Bluetooth controller, connected to the phone. using the VIVE Flow on a big screen. So there's a ton of things that you can do with this device. It is not a gaming device. It is not a replacement for the Quest 2. It is not something that I would say, oh yeah, pick this up if you want to be playing games. Or what this is for is really digesting content, whether that be interactive content for business, whether that be practicing speeches like here in virtual speech, whether that be visiting art installations virtually, learning through education, exploring with the world of WebXR, doing exercise with Holofit. There's just so much that you can do with what's essentially a pair of glasses. It's extremely comfortable. It fits my face very well. You don't have to wear glasses. It's got diopters to dial in for your particular vision that work really well for me personally. May not work for everyone. Thin light device. The phone as a controller actually works pretty well, as you've seen so far through my own navigation. I can't say this is for everyone, but I'm happy it exists, and I can tell you that talking to medical professionals, at least a couple of them were blown away by this. And one, as a family member, actually tried this and wanted to pre-order it or purchase it. And unfortunately, because they have an iOS device, that's their drawback. They were extremely, extremely impressed with Visitations, particularly on this device. They had also tried the Quest 2, which has similar functionalities, but the field of view, the comfort, everything about the VIVE Flow actually spoke to them, where the Quest 2 did not. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, this quick look at some of the functionality that's available with the VIVE Flow. I'll be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.